Hello and welcome to Basingstoke Rugby Club for day 3 of the International Defence Rugby competition. We are in Pool A action today, which means we've already seen one match between Zambia and Tonga, but of course it's the home team, the UKAF Forces versus Ireland, coming up. Now, Zambia, this was their first entrance into the tournament, of course. They played Tonga and they won a massive 90 points to nothing. Tonga, of course, suffering 105 points to nothing loss against UKAF in the opening match. But this is how Pool A looks at the moment. UKAF sit at the top, Zambia slipping into second place, but of course we still need that UK Armed Forces team to play Ireland this afternoon, and that will kick off very shortly. But earlier we spoke to the head coach of UKAF, Sarah Huddy-Mitchelson, about this game against a very fierce rival, the Irish Defence Forces.
Brilliant. Well, I think the term unknown quantity has been used a few times, Huddy, for both Ireland, when we're chatting to UKAF, but also for you guys too. What are you expecting from them today?
Expecting some good structure, definitely a solid pack, and some intensity, I think.
And an opportunity, as we've seen on the team sheet, for you to try a few different combinations. We see Jade at 15 and Gemma Pearson coming into the 9 shirt today. Exciting, obviously, to see the versatility in the squad.
Yeah, and that's really important because we don't know who's going to be left at the end of the competition, so everybody in our squad needs to be able to step in and take up that position.
And hoping for more of that ruthlessness. I imagine that we saw on Sunday 105-0 against Tonga, not wanting to let up at all.
Yeah, and this time more in defence rather than just in attack. In attack, yes, we were good, but I think we've got more in defence that we can show.
And also the quality of the tournament's been on show the whole time, not just Monday, but obviously earlier as well with Zambia Tonga.
Yeah, and every team is very different, so it's going to take some beating. But as long as we stick to what we're good at, I think we'll be okay.
Fantastic. Go well. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I'll let you crack on.
Sarah Mitchelson there ahead of the UK Armed Forces game against Ireland, of course, kick-off in a matter of minutes here. And on commentary today, we have Simon Hunter, the ever-irrepressible Simon Hunter, and he is with the new Navy head coach of the men's team, Charlotte Fredrickson.
Well, another chapter in sporting rivalry separated by the Irish Sea beckons at Basingstoke between two teams who look to continue winning ways at this tournament. Both had very different opening days on Sunday. UKAF come off the back of a 17-try, 105-0 defeat of Tonga, while Ireland were handed a walkover win due to Zambia's late arrival. Well, having seen the quality in Pool B and that dominant Zambian victory earlier, both will be fully aware they need to be on their game if they're to go all the way in this competition. It's a dry day, bit of a breeze, dry pitch. Hopefully we're going to see plenty more tries in the offing. The Irish did get a game in on Sunday versus the Barbarian-style rugby against Cancer side and put in a show to win by 32 points to 7. For both these sides, there is an element of the unknown quantity, certainly in the way they've spoken about each other in the lead-up. Well, UKAF were ruthless in keeping Tonga to 0 points on Sunday and put on just as many points in the second half as the first, so clearly hungry for more. Ireland, meanwhile, have a number of players who've starred in other sports, notably Gaelic, football and camogie, so UKAF will be wary of their aerial threat in particular. And it's a joy to be joined on commentary duties today by the new Navy men's senior head coach, Charlotte Fredrickson. Freddie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Excited to be here. This is going to be an absolutely great game. I mean, UKAF, dominant win. But actually, I think today they're going to really want to be tested. If they want to go all the way in the competition, as you said, the quality of the other pools, then they're going to need to work on their defence today. So it should be really great. And the Irish looking good form. They looked really good in the warm-up, so all to play for.
Yeah, as you say, with that tough test really needed at this stage. Not many opportunities before trying to make those knockout stages either. So they did hit the ground running, of course, on Sunday. And today, well, we've seen what Ireland did, 32 points to 7 against that Barbarians side. It's going to be interesting to see the styles today.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's great, I mean, the UKAF side is blessed, with strength in depth. And it's really interesting to see some of the changes that have been made. It's clear that they're resting some players, Lucy Nyers on the bench, to give Gemma Pearson a go at 9. So we'll see. I think, like I say, I think they'll be really interested in the defence. I'm interested to see what they can do at the breakdown. So, and everyone, I imagine, right now will be keen to show what they can do, knowing that the semi-finals and finals are not too far away.
Yes, having a look at those teams, starting with UKAF, of course. As you mentioned, some changes. Head coach Sarah Mitchelson just trying some combinations as well. A bit of a mix from the side we saw that took on Tonga. Lucy Nye on the bench, Gemma Pearson, as you mentioned. Hattie Silcox, vice-captain from the second row. All change in the front row. Wilson, Langton and Fletcher starting. And skipper Jade Mullen, interestingly, moving from outside centre to fullback. We know she's played there for Harlequins as well. Are we going to see her in every single back's position across the field as we saw her at outside centre on Sunday? So very interesting. And looking at the Irish side, head coach Niamh Ní Dhromha playing this one, starting at inside centre. Had a very tough spinal injury only 4 months ago, so great to see her back on the pitch. She'll be outside fly half Patricia Coote. Caoimhe Malloy captaining the side, tight head prop, alongside Shanda Moran and Joanne Smith in that front row. The sunshine just coming out here at Basingstoke. And of course, as we're seeing, Freddie, through the competition, different surfaces that the teams are playing on. But so far, every single game has allowed for that open style of rugby, that running tri-fest that we so love.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody, apart from the purists, maybe everyone comes to see tries, good running rugby, and some really big hits. I mean, I'm really excited to see what the Irish can do. You would expect UKAF to dominate potentially at the set piece, but I think in open play it's going to be really exciting. We've got loads of Gaelic footballers on the pitch as well, which I have to admit I don't know loads about, but I'm pretty sure they'll be good with the ball in hand. They'll be good with the ball on the foot, and they should be able to catch the high ball. So it's going to be great. It's going to be two completely different sides, but it's going to be good. It's going to be fun to watch.
That Zambian victory earlier, the imperious 90 points to 0 defeat of Tonga has certainly heated things up in Pool A, and these sides, interestingly, of course, getting a look in. The Irish having been given that walkover win on Sunday, but UKAF still to play Zambia, and they know that it'll be a tough test today, and looking ahead to next week as well.
Yeah, I mean, Zambia brought you got to feel a little bit sorry for Tonga. They, not only the scoreline, but some of the injuries that they took today. So, but they've turned up. Zambia, they look electric at times with the ball in hand, and out wide it's really clear that they'll give any team here a run for their money with pace. And some of the footwork through the middle is great. So they're going to be another different test, you know, luckily UKAF are the only ones who've got to play them now, right? But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. It's been a good day so far, and lots of exciting stuff to watch.
Atmosphere building up here in Basingstoke. And what's been lovely as a feature through the tournament so far has been the teams not participating in any particular game there to watch in numbers. Not just, of course, to get some tips ahead of their potential next showdown with them, but also just taking in the quality that we've seen so far. Monday, France-Australia, the French defending champions, of course, and winning 22 points to 17 before the Fijians really laid out a statement win, 80 points to 12 over Vodafone Looseheads, and just a wonderful standard that I think we're being spoilt to really across this tournament. So the second game of a doubleheader only moments away from kick-off as the players prepared to come out onto the field. And the officials today's referee Mitchell Egan of Australia, joined by France's Sebastien Royer and Mamaloa Kaluka of Tonga. Those are his two assistants this afternoon. And Fiji's David Vosalevu and UKAF's Mike Gray complete the pack. So photographers eagerly in position, and the applause starts as the teams make their way onto this field, led by Jade Mullen of UKAF, Caoimhe Malloy of Ireland, the flag bearers right in front of them. And game faces on here. A short period of preparation before this one, but they'll know that all the preparation has been done. Well, the talks have finished, and it's time for us and all of you watching on the BFBS Forces News YouTube channel to enjoy this match in its entirety. We're very excited for what this game has in store for us. Do let us know through the day where you're watching from, if you're somewhere nearby or indeed further afield, whether you're in the UK, Ireland, or right across the world. It's great to have your company. And players lining up. We'll have the Irish anthem first, followed by God Save the King. strap yourselves in as we hope for another rip-roaring contest in IDRC 2025. UKAF against Ireland, Basingstoke RFC. And just seconds away from kick-off. What will this game have in store for us, Freddie? We've seen it all in this competition so far. We're only a few days in.
Yeah, well, let's hope for loads of tries, some really big hits. One of the best things you can hear as a player is the crowd go, ooh, when you make a massive hit. So sometimes loads better than when you score a try. So let's hope for a really physical contest, some great handling and loads of time underneath the sticks.
They'll be laying everything out on the field, as we've seen certainly earlier today. Zambia, Tonga had plenty of huge hits. As you say, those sound effects being heard very clearly from the crowd. As the other day in the Fijian clash as well against loose heads. Daisy Fahe, who's been instrumental for her side, about to kick things off as we get underway here. The Irish letting that ball bounce, and UKAF defensive row up very quickly. Ball comes out and the boot employed fairly quickly from Ireland, but penalty for UKAF.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. You know, they let the ball bounce. They had every opportunity there to sort of put their mark on the game. To give away a penalty this early in the game, there's no real excuse.
That kicking game of Daisy Fahe's was pivotal on Sunday in that huge win over Tonga, and turning around that defence, and also just winning that territorial game very early. So she'll be hoping to do the exact same here. Early opportunity, putting it into the corner.
Yeah, it'll be good to see what the set piece looks like. You know, they've got a great number of line-out jumpers in UKAF. We'll see what the Irish can do to defend it.
Lou Langton, who says this is her final hurrah in this tournament, a veteran RAF star, and the rolling maul comes into play here for UKAF.
Initially, that was a really good defence from the Irish. They've steadied it, but it's good to see UKAF get the shove on, get it moving at the second attempt. You know, this is standard stuff at this part of the park, isn't it? That's driving maul.
Get it moving, they do, and ever closer to that line, UKAF. A dream start it would be for them. Let's get over this whitewash here. The referee having a look.
Oh.
And just held up, it seems there. So good defence from the Irish.
Yeah, good defence. Maybe just a little bit of, you know, white line fever there from UKAF. You know, there's things they could have done there to hold it. You know, they had plenty of space out wide if they could have got it through the hands. But, I mean, from this position, though, this is great, actually, attacking position for UKAF now. We'll see what they can do with a little bit of broken play.
The ball going down towards Daisy Fahe. Passes this to her skipper, playing in the number 16 shirt, but at fullback today, Jade Mullen. And the offload's coming out, seeing a bit of space there. Orla Proctor to Millie Williams and Courtney Pursglove. Well, we've seen a bit of pace from her so far this last couple of years. And I tell you what, showing her skill once more, but not quite enough strength just to stay in there.
Yeah, it's pretty good defence from the Irish there, actually. They covered her quite nicely. She's got good footwork as well as some pace, so to get her out on the sideline, that's actually pretty good defence. So it'll be interesting to see what the Irish do now in their line out from this point.
Prominent feature for that inter-service winning Army side over the last couple of years, Courtney Pursglove, and lightning pace that she's been able to utilise in broken play, and certainly when sides' defences have been broken down through the game. But the Irish take that in and try and move this ball on through the maul, and they make a bit of ground, Ireland, as the ball's coming.
Yeah, nice simple line out, well executed. Let's see what they do here. Yeah.
Pressure on the kicker.
That's a good decision for an exit set there. Maybe could have done a slightly better execution on the kick, not give it back to UKAF that way, but it's the right idea.
Proctor here, and Proctor showing her skill, and the handoffs coming in from Proctor. We've seen her do that before in inter-service rugby and in UKAF colours. She does it once more, and fantastic start for UKAF.
Yeah, it's exactly the start they will have wanted. First trip to the 22, come away with 5, and you know, Daisy Fahe can put it over the sticks from at this angle as well, so they want to come away with 7 points from here.
It's a very dangerous handoff that Orla Proctor has, and we know she extended her contract with Harlequins, and she's been in scintillating form this last year or two for the Royal Air Force.
It's good fun, putting your hand in somebody's face and watching them fall over.
More sound effects coming from those moments as well, Freddie.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, it's great to see Daisy Fahey starting this game as well. She had a little bit of a niggle, a leg niggle that she nursed just before the Tongan match, but it seems she's back to full fitness. And conversion attempt from her, which goes through the posts, and a wonderful start, 7-0 for UKAF. We saw Daisy Fahey play in the number 15 shirt for much of the inter-service, and Sarah Graham-Jenkins at 10, but she's been brilliant at fly half in purple.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see Daisy Fahey start every match, pretty much play every minute. If getting it over at that angle and at that range over the sticks, you've got to keep the scoreboard ticking over, and those 2 points, those penalties make a big difference.
Ball going the way of Millie Williams, also, but slightly off the outside of her boot and skewed rather into touch. Nevertheless, they clear.
Yeah, I'm surprised she went straight for the kick there. She had plenty of space. Even if she'd have taken a few paces, give herself a bit more time, a bit more angle. There's no need to kick straight away from hand.
Patricia Coote just speaking to her generals outsider, and Nivni Droma, one would expect, the head coach in the number 12 jersey will be instrumental today in the green.
It's good disruption there from UKAF. Just read it nice, just got up in front. Yeah, and good reactions on the floor.
Ellie Brightwell right in the mix of things. He made her UKAF debut against England students a couple of weeks ago. Gemma Pearson looks to get that ball out. And Brightwell it is once more, finding contact. Quiva Malloy in the middle of the pitch. And penalty once again for UKAF.
Yeah. I'm obviously biased. It's great to see the dark blue players starting, not only having the starting shirt, but making an impact straight from the off. So she's relatively new for the Navy as well, Ellie Brightwell. It's great to see her straight away in this context.
Ball goes into touch. There's been good Navy presence in that back row. Of course, Rowan Sinclair starting against Tonga on Sunday.
Yeah, and Laker Swain, at 8 today. She's a powerhouse for the Navy, and at 8, she gets to show off a little bit of footwork and her ball skills as well. So she doesn't say much on the pitch really. She just does her thing, which is great.
Baby Rhino, as she's affectionately known by teammates. As Lou Langton gets that ball in, and it's Brightwell who takes it.
That's a great line out, that is.
And Williams, first receiver. Fahey, good hands from Pursglove, and Pursglove looking for that space outside. And it's Longworth on the outside, coming in with that scrum cap, the RAF winger.
Yeah, it's a speculative pass there, but did what it needed to do.
And Pearson looking for quick ball. Fahey choosing to go the other way this time. Looking down the narrower side, and that's lovely from Daisy Fahey. Good footwork, which is part of her game that doesn't get overlooked, but perhaps not spoken about as much as the other elements.
Yeah, it's nice to see her carry the ball, isn't it? And for her, it might be nice to do something different other than just give them pass.
Well, there's been plenty of action so far in this match, and we've seen UKAF just retaining a little bit more of that possession and the ball in Irish hands at the moment. And Joanne Smith getting that in, and well taken from the purple shirts there.
Yeah, Ireland, Ireland have got to tidy that up. You can't just have, can't do that in that part of the park specifically. Just miscommunication there about where we wanted the ball to go.
So close again, UKAF. The referee having to crouch as he did before. Mitchell Egan. And
if you look at where the Irish are, it's 2 phases, 2 passes there, and Pursglove will be, doesn't even being in the corner, she'll be in under the sticks.
And scrum forming 5 metres out, and it's just been that sustained pressure, of course, that Huddy, Sarah Mitchelson, head coach of UKAF, has been calling for, and we really did see on Sunday, maybe a couple moments in the middle of the second half that there was just a little bit of loose handling, but generally that UKAF side, that pressure is a trademark, isn't it, Sarah Mitchelson's coaching? Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, Sarah's a very experienced coach now. She's working with good players. She's able to really get into the detail of the games. Be interested to see this in first scrum of the game. Be interested to see what Ireland can do, you know, where that sits in terms of dominance up front.
Their defence has been tested quite a bit so far. Ireland, as Gemma Pearson stands with the ball.
Yeah.
And that front row with Elise Fletcher really bearing her weight down there as well, and that's a crunching hit on Orla Proctor, and she seems fine, but my word, that was running into contact and a brick wall on that occasion.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You've got to love that stuff, otherwise you don't play the game right. There it is.
Comes forward through Sam West.
Yeah, again, Ireland very narrow here on the wide. It's not going to take much.
Coming through, and Fahy looking up for that space, and coming outside to Mullen, and Courtney Purslove on the outside. What pace has she got? All the pace she needs to finish off that move, and another try for UKAF.
Yeah, they'll be pleased with that. I mean, couldn't have been slightly more clinical, I think, straightened up a little bit earlier, but, you know, they saw the space out wide, took advantage of it, and not many people are going to stop Purslove at that range.
She started on the bench. Or she was on the bench, I should say, at the start of the game against Tonga, Courtney Purslove. And coming into this match, getting that early score on the board for her side as well. Just fills any winger with that extra confidence.
Yeah, and twice Ireland have done it now. You know, they've narrowed really early in defence. You know, they've not been able to keep the width of the field, and you know, UKAF see that with the pace they've got out wide, they're going to exploit that all day. So Ireland are going to have to tread a fine line between, you know, defending the breakdown, defending the ruck, and then actually being able to field the field and defend out wide as well.
Trickier side for a right-footed kicker, this Fahy, but tries to pull that in. Not quite on this occasion, so the score remains 12-0 to UKAF, just over 10 minutes played at Basingstoke Rugby Football Club. And that pressure just being exerted on Ireland as they jog up towards the halfway line and try and think of a way to respond effectively to this UKAF pressure at this stage. And towards Williams, who's been fairly busy so far in this match. Ball not going out in the full, and lovely bounce into touch, and covered well.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good kick. I think Ireland could, you know, if Ireland want to really pressure to get those back, they're going to have to put a little bit more pace on it. You know, it was a bit shorter this time, so the kick was the right decision. But you know, to really put the pressure on and get that ball back, then they're going to have to be quicker off the line to put pressure on the UKAF receivers.
Joanne Smith and Shanda Moran just having some consultation there about line-out options as Brightwell waits, and that's not straight. So another error.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons I think you should always compete at the line-out. You know, don't put somebody up there, you might not get the ball, but put someone up and it's really clear just how unstraight that ball is. It's nice to see the Australians here enjoying a barbecue bap. Diet Coke.
Who doesn't?
Exactly.
Always loving the Barbie. It's good atmosphere at Basingstoke, a bit of a family atmosphere as well, with women's side playing later on, and some of the junior players have been here in attendance too. It's a great opportunity, as we've said before, this IDRC for getting more women, hopefully, and girls into the game, as that ball just spills a little bit forward off an Irish hand, but there's some pace out here, and Daisy Fahy trying to bounce off the defence. She goes again, Daisy Fahy, and trying just to say no to each of those challenges. And Heidi Silcox, vice-captain today, trying to break through. Heidi Silcox, and eventually taken down, but the edge closer. And Tyler Lewis in that now famous multicoloured scrum cap. Moving forward, Becky Wilson in the 17 jersey, and Becky Wilson, can she make it?
I think Heidi's going to be really pleased here. The speed of the turnover, the speed of the play post the turnover has really caught the Irish off guard, and it's what's given them the pitch position.
Fletcher recycling that ball. Weston Silcox in support, and now moving it a bit further through the hands. Orla Proctor here, and straight into Evie Longworth, and it's another ball's judged to have gone forward actually, and the referee saying that that wasn't quite what they were looking for.
No, I know, rightly disappointed with that. That was pretty much unpressured, just I think a little bit overexcited, which is a shame.
The ref just having a
UKAF are going to have to, UKAF need to have a look at their scrum here. The last one, they were put under a reasonable amount of pressure by the Irish, so they're going to have to square up a little bit. It's absolutely here where they don't want to, they don't want to fold or give away a penalty at this part of the park.
Once again, challenge to clear their lines presents itself to the Irish, hoping to start retaining just a bit more possession and put something together, but for the moment they're on their own try line, and that left boot comes in once again and bounces into touch.
Tidy scrum there from the Irish, did exactly what they needed to do. Maybe a little bit more clinical on the kick to give them a bit more pitch position, but job well done.
Just getting a little outside that 22. UKAF has spent plenty of time in that 2022. What am I talking about? That 22. Thinking too much of years, Freddie.
Yeah.
Mentioned the 2025 IDRC, and looking through history, of course, the last iteration of this competition was in 2022. Yeah, but Joanne Smith gets that ball in, and Pearson under a little bit of pressure there from the green shirts.
Yeah, but it's a good, that's a good recovery there. Yeah, I was gutted to miss the trip to New Zealand for the 2022 one. Although, from those results, UKAF will be really pleased to right some of those wrongs. They definitely didn't do as well as they would have hoped at that competition.
Yeah, Sarah Mitchelson being very candid recently in an interview with us, just talking about how their preparation wasn't what they would have wanted, and trying to be more ruthless in some of their performances. And so far, what we've seen has been very good. And
that's a great tackle.
UKAF finding themselves moving up the pitch a little bit more. Heidi Silcock's been very good with ball in hand so far today. And Fahey a little chip through, and Courtney Pursglove and Jane Mullen pairing after that. It falls to Pursglove. Another score for UKAF. And another one on that right wing.
Yeah, it's a great bit of individual skill from Daisy. Great vision, great execution, and like Jade and Courtney after the ball. Like, what better players could you want chasing that down?
Yeah, the vision there from Fahey, as you say, Freddie, and feature of the Fijian performance the other day on Monday was some of that sevens awareness that we saw with their scrum half looking up quite a bit and just being always in tune with what options are available.
Yeah, so a trademark of Fijian rugby, isn't it? They always seem to be exactly where they need to be, and they throw the ball around with such abandon. It's always exciting to watch, and really looking forward to tomorrow when they play France. Two different styles of rugby completely, but be really good to see Fiji tested, just to see exactly what they can do under a bit of sustained pressure, because that group, they've got to win. Both teams will come with a got to win mentality, so that they know who they're going to play and be in the best position to go through to the semis and the final.
Fahey from this right-hand side, and not quite this time either. 17 points to 0 they lead. And interestingly, as you talk about styles and differences across the different teams, it's interesting as well with the officials, isn't it? Mitchell Egan, the referee today, Sebastian Royer, his assistant, and just between those two hemispheres, perhaps sometimes how their interpretations might differ a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Southern Hemisphere rugby, they come at it in a slightly different way with a slightly different set of priorities, and so and that's usually seen at the breakdown and in the tackle area about exactly where they'll draw the line. But it's taken good control of the game so far. The officials have let it flow where necessary. It's been good. Slightly different tactic there from the Irish this time. They've gone to the right-hand side rather than to the middle left. They still need to be quicker on that ball chase to really put UKAF under pressure to sort of get the return from that kick-off.
Lake Swain getting that ball back into fellow purple hands, and Fahey putting the boot in to try and put the Irish under pressure. That's Sinead Cribben in the 25 shirt and playing fullback today in the green. And just bundled into touch there, the Irish on the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's a shame she didn't really feel like, I don't think felt like she had many options outside her, whereas actually in that scenario, you know, there's actually a lot of space out here on the left of the pitch. If they could have got it away, they would have got a little bit more territory. But we'll see what UKAF can do from here. Pretty much bang on halfway.
The lead up to this match, lots of respect between the teams in terms of what they're expecting. That's not straight either from Lou Langton. But yeah, speaking to Caoimhe Malloy and Niamh Ní Dróma at the opening ceremony, and of course UKAF players as well, the likes of Jade Mullen, just talking about their opposition today and saying there's a bit of an unknown quantity really, and understanding that there's so much quality in both sides here. And also when you factor in, as we've been saying, some of the Irish players coming from some other sports, Gaelic football and the likes of camogie, there's a lot of aerial awareness, and just interesting to see how they're putting that also into the rugby game.
Yes, it's telling that they've gone for the scrum here. They clearly fancy themselves, you know, in the set piece here, you know, and they're giving UKAF a run for their money in the set piece, which I'm not going to lie, I thought it would be slightly harder for UKAF there, but you know, they've got a really good scrum. They just need to be able to make better use of it.
Yeah, ball just going loose there, and Ní Dróma and Coote combining for the switch, but just spilling a little bit, that ball. So UKAF have it once again. Trying to recycle that quickly. We know it's a feature. Well, the ball's a bit loose from Pearson. We know it's a feature of Lucy Nye's game when she's playing now. And Pearson trying likewise to get that ball away quickly and give Fahey as much time as she can.
I just overcooked that pass. Really didn't go to hand, but been saved a little bit. Come back for the scrum.
Changes for the sides, and for UKAF, Longworth and Pursglove on the wings. Kim Grundy and Daisy Aspinall. Aspinall, who's been in red hot form, 5 tries against Tonga, the England under-20, and an opportunity, of course, for Sarah Mitchelson today to see how some of her other players do.
Yeah, it's a good setup here in the back line for the UKAF. Don't give much away about what they're trying to, you know, where they want to go, what they want to try and do off the back. So I just hope they can get some nice clean ball, like the Irish. Like I say, the Irish done really well in scrum. Put UKAF under a lot of pressure.
It's a little bit of a pause in this match. We've seen quite a bit of fast running rugby, but last few moments just trying to reset these scrums. A few line-outs that have gone awry, of course, for both sides as well. And just 20 minutes or so gone in Basingstoke. UKAF coming away through Swain and Pearson. And Jade Mullen now, and Evie Longworth on that left-hand wing. Heidi Silcox been busy, and Brightwell likewise.
Yes.
Finding contact, trying to get that ball back.
The Irish have done a good job there, slowing the breakdown down, actually. I mean, looks like he's got his arm out, not giving away a penalty in doing so, but that's what they need to do. The Irish cannot let, the UKAF get the tempo from the breakdown, because, once they get in behind, they're really dangerous.
Tempo UKAF are trying to get going here, and Pearson looking for her options. Williams into Silcox again, and Silcox with that side step, which we've seen quite a bit in this match so far. And Pursglove looking a little lonely out here on this right-hand side. Sam West moving back inside. That's lovely from Sam West. And going the other way now, Pearson. The ball just bouncing towards Silcox.
Yeah, they just need to be a bit more clinical here, really. Things need to go to hand. And then build that pace back up.
And see what space they have out in the left-hand side. Longworth trying to link up with Fahey. Not far away. Yeah,
sometimes there's a difficulty of the missed pass there. If it's not done flat enough across the defence, defence can just drift, and that's exactly what happened there. Missed pass, and then Ireland were just able to drift, and then you've got the additional defender of the sideline. So, but they're still going at it.
Forwards looking to pick and drive, and ref saying that going back for penalty there. West with the ball, looking to maybe take this quickly, but just summing up their options.
I think Ireland are giving away a lot of penalties in this part of the park, but I think there's probably more credit to UKAF than to the Irish defence. They've been under a lot of pressure. A lot of phases being played, so in some ways it's not a surprise that the penalties are coming.
in the territory game as well. We've seen so much of it played in this 22.
Yeah, I don't think apart from kickoff, I don't really think we've been in the UKAF 22, have we?
Pearson with the ball once more. It's been good for her to be in such positions so far as she starts at scrum half today.
Yeah. I mean, she needs to put in a really good performance today. I mean, you know, with the best will in the world, Lucy 9 is the 9, right? So she's got to really show what she can do here. And I know that Huddy will be looking to make sure that she can do the job. But, you know, it's Lucy 9's to lose, I think, for the semi-finals and the finals.
And looking for that depth, of course, as well, Sarah Mitchelson, and seeing what her other players can offer when it comes to rotation, which sounds like a luxury, but sometimes is forced and necessary. And of course, in these sorts of conditions, especially on Sunday when it was fairly hot down in Esher, you know, players just making sure that they manage their bodies well.
Yeah, and it's hard underfoot by the look of things here today. I mean, at some point, Sarah's going to, you know, Jade will hate it, but at some point she's going to need to rest Jade. Have to drag her off kicking and screaming, no doubt. But, you know, but for the long term and for, you know, the competition as a whole, you know, some of these players do need some rest. And you know, Jade's had a long season before she's even got here. So, like you say, rest and rotation is the key to actually winning the competition, I think.
Well, someone you're working very closely with over the next period, of course, Jared Haler, an example of a captain who leads from the front and everyone follows, and Jade Mullins another. Yeah,
absolutely. You know, I've played against Jade, I've played with her, you know, coached her a little bit as well. You know, she's very inspirational. She does all the right things at the right time, but it's what she does on the pitch that marks her out as captain rather than anything else.
Captain Fantastic, as the banner read during the inter-services. And certainly when the trophy was lifted at Twickenham as well, that banner was everywhere for a period of time. So, well, the Irish have come away with it, and that's wonderful stuff as they've taken the ball here.
Put your foot down, Ireland, go!
And that is enterprising from them. And the ball just goes into touch, but maybe a momentary sign there of what they can do out on that right-hand side. And UKAF will have, of course, been wary of the pace that's in this Irish side. And you know, they got away with that one to an extent, UKAF.
Yeah, caught everyone by surprise, that breakaway. But, you know, UKAF, you know, they've got real pace. And if I'm honest, I didn't see which Irish player had the ball in her hand, but I don't think she was perhaps the paciest.
Well, Laura Biasiotto at number 7 for Ireland today. I think it was who came away with that. And yeah, she's Port Dara Ladies Rugby player and started actually in Hamburg, her rugby. So she's been able to play in different places and had quite a wide-ranging experience on the pitch.
Oh, that's cool. Playing rugby in Germany, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, we've seen the impact of rugby in Germany and what it can do for some of these forces players. Mikey McDonald, for example, of the Army men's setup.
Oh, Jade, just as we were talking about it, looks like Jade Mullins down there for injury. Let's see what's going on there.
Some medical attention.
I'll say probably have to literally drag her off.
Yeah, I'm having a bit of liquid refreshment and seems as if she's moving around a little bit. Jade Mullen. Jade Mullen would run through a brick wall for this side and they'd follow her. She's been instrumental for the Army and for UKAF. The warm-up matches that we've seen, as well as the Tongan match on Sunday, she's been everywhere and starting at fullback today, as we've seen her in that position for Quins as well.
Yeah. And she is one of those players that's just unrelenting in her expectations and the standards she sets for both herself and the people around her.
Yeah, so for those of you just joining us, welcome along to our coverage of this match on the BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. UKAF leading Ireland 17 points to 0, just under half an hour played in Basingstoke. Follows a Zambia 90-0 defeat of Tonga earlier. As that ball comes out, and Williams taken very well in defence, Ireland.
Yeah, nice simple line out there. Well taken. They'll want perhaps the quality, you know, the the speed of the pass out, so they could from that to be a bit quicker. But again,
Fahey spotting some space out here for Pursglove again. That crossfield kick taken by Pursglove and trying to cut back inside, passing it inside as well to Mullen, and Orla Proctor is off here. Proctor, what can she do? So close to the line as well. And the Irish defence just rallying round to take her eventually. And Pearson looking up to spot Pursglove, having to move back inside, and that ball just spilling down and moving forward off UKAF hands.
Yeah, take it back. I mean, all credit to Daisy there. That's she's certainly shown off her skill set today. Great vision, and even from like a jumping start, Courtney looks dangerous with the ball in hand.
Coming back for the penalty, and Fahey looking to put that into the corner once more.
I bet you 10 quid is a driving mall.
Do I get a say, or just placing out these?
Yeah, you can pick where it goes in the line out. How's that?
Well, these players have been in this position so far in this match quite a few times, and the ball goes long and parried over by Elise Fletcher, and it comes back on the Irish side. Caoimhe Malloy, skipper. And well, penalty for Ireland in defence. An opportunity to escape here.
Yeah,
see their exit strategy.
That's a good return there for Ireland. They've done well there. I would imagine, well, not imagine it. A missed opportunity at the line out there for UKAF. They'll need to sort that out. They need to be more clinical, especially in these parts of the park. And then to compound that with a penalty, that's given, that now given Ireland. I mean, it's not the greatest kick in terms of territory, so they're still in a good position. But I really want to see Ireland do something with the ball here. Let's get ourselves over halfway. Look the other way for a bit.
Yeah, nice to see that spiral as well. A spiral kick into touch, something we haven't seen too much of in previous years. Coming back on the green side, and very close to touch there.
Yeah, she's done well actually to keep the ball and herself in touch actually in the end there. But again, Ireland, the set piece here needs to be more clinical on both sides, certainly from the line-out perspective.
Looking just to calm things down a little bit, Shauna Bennett. And once again, that kick coming into touch, and a few ducking spectators as well. They've been in good voice today.
Yeah, Basingstoke have done a really good job actually. It's really busy here. There are lots of people and sitting in the stands for the last game, and just some random people just like, I want to come and watch Zambia. I'm from Zambia. I just want to come and watch them play.
It helps with the double headers, we see in a lot of different sporting events. Of course, the 100, the cricket going on at the moment as well. The effect of having a double header and spectators able to get, even more action for spending a few hours away.
Yeah.
It's
and
great.
It's a £5. It's an absolute bargain.
Brilliant to see so many here in support. And Jade Mullen just trying to take that off her bootlaces, not quite getting it. Ball knocking forward.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really, that's not really Jade's fault. That's at her feet. Again, these passes need to be more accurate. Like UKAF are getting a reasonable amount of time, for those passes. In the more competitive games or the games that come later, they'll have less time, so they need to be much more clinical in that respect.
Yeah, it's a potential finger breaker. That's sort of a pass when you're trying to take it right off the ground and at pace.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, these are the standards that UKAF expect of themselves. The detail. They'll be looking at this level of detail, and they'll expect more of themselves.
Ball coming out. Bennett getting that out to Coote, and Nidroma looking for what's a trademark switch.
Yes.
And that's good defence from
Yeah.
Millie Williams, but penalty for Ireland.
Yes. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. There for shame for UKAF, but good work there for Ireland.
How much can that spiral earn them in terms of territory? It comes out again, and between halfway and the 22 mark. It's been interesting so far just to see what Ireland will do in these better positions up the field as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you're UKAF here, you know that the Irish line-out is perhaps not quite as clinical as you like. You just up, put some pressure on the hooker, you know, and just see what you come away with.
Smith into the line-out. This one, which comes back to Caoimhe Malloy, but he's bundled back by Heidi Silcox. And Bennett having her work cut out here, trying to recycle that ball, and UKAF defence done very well.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, they saw the window there at the breakdown and just kept going at it, and the result is a much needed penalty.
Fahey with the ball in hand once again. And, well, both kickers have been quite busy in the last 10 minutes with penalties and kicking into touch, and that ball heads towards the 22 line. And yeah, do let us know where you're watching today on the BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. P-Sib says, best of luck Ireland, watching from Carlow, Ireland. Fred O'Donovan says, come on Ireland. Anita Payne, have a great game. UKAF watching from Skegness. G. Humphrey says, hello everyone from Canada. Great to have you along with us. And Derek Anthony Farmer says, nice to be watching a good game where I can support both sides in equal measure. Wonderful to have you with us. Lou Langton with the ball.
Yeah, she'll want to make sure she hits this one. You know, she's been, yeah, nice, simple.
Silcox to Pearson.
It's those passes there that are going to be the difference, you know, like no real pressure and it's above her head. You know, it slows the game down, you know, for them. You know, and that's if they want to be the best and win this competition, it's those kind of small things that they're going to have to iron out.
Well, that was nice from Jade Mullen, earning her side even more ground there as Tyler Lewis takes it into contact.
Yeah.
And a penalty earned for UKAF once more, and well, a dangerous position as the referee speaks to the skipper Caoimhe Malloy, laying down the law.
In some way, I think UKAF, I didn't quite see what she did, but like Laker at no point tried to stay on her feet in that breakdown. So, in some ways, they've come away quite lucky there.
Fahey puts the ball into touch, and another opportunity for that line out of UKAF's. And the backs, Courtney Pursglove, waiting in anticipation.
Yeah, we're a little bit further out for this line out, so let's hope it. Let's see something maybe off the top. A little bit of movement with the ball.
Langton once more to Silcox, and the rolling ball coming out, and driving forward wonderfully UKAF as the ball just goes to ground eventually.
Yeah, it's poor defence there from the Irish, really.
And another try is brilliant from the UKAF forwards once more. And the pressure tells. Heidi Silcox and Leica Swain being congratulated on that one. Yeah. And Ireland couldn't hold that one back.
Yeah, that was just really passive in defence there at the line out. You know, admittedly, UKAF did well. It's clinical, set up quickly, but, you know, you got to do something. You can't just stand there and watch it.
22 points to nil before the conversion attempt. UKAF. Sarah Mitchelson will be delighted with that deficit and scoreline so far.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've, apart from, you know, one brief sort of visit, you know, it's literally been in the Ireland half the whole game, and that's what I think Sarah will be pleased with that.
Fahey. That's a good attempt this time from Daisy Fahey. A kinder side for a right-footed kicker. And conversely, Niamh Ní Druama, coach playing today at number 12 for Ireland, will be summing up her options and thinking about a response, especially as we come up to half-time in just a few moments.
Wonder where they're going to go this time.
Patricia Coote with the restart.
Come back to left corner, right corner.
Silcox takes it again, and well, she's made quite a few half breaks And some breaks as well. Heidi Silcox in this match, finding a bit of space. The second row. Swain bundling forward.
I think the difference here at the minute is, you know, with every carry UKAF are making ground. You know, the Irish are getting them down, but just not clinically or quick enough. That's a lovely take.
Cribben took that very, very well indeed. But
you got to put her on.
Ball's just gone up really, and UKAF have it once more. Opportunity for Pearson, who ships it out to Silcox. And Silcox again, who's been absolutely fantastic in those little subtle steps of hers. And crossfield again, as Pursglove is lurking, but that's beautifully taken from Chloe Farrell. And Farrell puts in a boot of her own, down towards Fahey, takes it rather low, and drills that towards Cribben. Cribben doesn't quite get there on the first attempt.
That was great from the Irish 13, but again, if you're going to do that, the kick chase has to be so much better.
That ball hasn't found touch either, and it's Courtney Pursglove who looks to put in a little chip of her own, but straight into Irish hands. Maeve Glesson, who takes that, and the jackling attempt comes over from UKAF, but
just stay on their feet there.
Gotta be careful not to fall over there. Trying to rip that ball out of the ruck is Jade Mullen.
I was just about to say, that's what you want to see, your number 16 in at 9, but it's Jade, so it's okay.
Absolutely. Another penalty for UKAF. Caoimhe Malloy, once again, hearing from the referee.
Yeah, again, I think this is just, you have to give some credit here to UKAF. You know, some of the penalties that are coming from the Irish are because of the pressure that UKAF are putting on them. You know, and then, you know, they're good enough to exploit that. I assume we're going to go to the corner here. Although if it was me and it was competition rugby, I'd tell Daisy to go for the sticks. It's friggin' half time. Take a break, love.
Well, it's not on her radar at the moment, it seems, and we go for another opportunity for UKAF. Another line out. Langton with the ball. Goes towards Silcox and takes it cleanly once more. That rolling maul feigned, but taking it up towards the try line. And another score for UKAF, a brilliant way to finish that first half. And Daisy Fahey turning to Freddie, I imagine, sometime soon and saying, well, I didn't listen to you and look what we got.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why she's playing at 10 and I'm sat here chatting to you. But in all honesty, though, you know, this is competition rugby, right? We're 23, 20 odd points up. You know, like, it's exhausting. Let's play the game, conserve the energy as best we can. But that said, really lovely try, well executed line out, you know, and a lovely try in the end. So
some of the Australian players,
we were both right.
We're both right. Yes, very kind, very good. I like it. Yes, good spirit that this is not only being played in this match, but also up in the commentary box, which is much appreciated, Freddie. Yeah, the Australians walking past, I think they enjoyed that one as well. They've been watching on with interest.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they know that they've got to win their next game. Yeah, absolutely got to win against them. They'll be a little bit disappointed that they couldn't quite pull it out against the French. But that's a great way to end the half from Daisy Fahey.
Very nice from Fahey, as the referee blows his whistle for half-time. And a quick summary from you, Freddie, on what we've seen so far. It's been brilliant from UKAF, 31 points to 0 in the lead. Yeah,
an absolutely dominant display from them. They'll be pleased. They'll be pleased that they have converted so many times in the opposition 22. They need to be more clinical. You know, the scrum can do better. The line out can be better. And then from Ireland, you know, it just is one of those ones at this point, once you've got the ball in hand, when it doesn't come, in games like this where possession doesn't come very much, when you've got it, you've really got to look after it. And that might be exhausting, you know, it might not be very exciting to watch, but you have to keep the ball in hand and take it away and keep the possession for as many minutes as you can.
Well, for those who may have missed the match earlier, Zambia winning 90 points to 0 over Tonga in the first act of this doubleheader today. And of course, we've been right in the mix of all the action this tournament so far. We'll be back very shortly. Don't go anywhere. Second half coming up very, very soon, and we'll join you then.
She's at the lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. Oh, that is a fantastic try.
As any number 9 is, of course, in any rugby lineup. But yes, they're getting wide here, Zambia, and this could very easily be a score already. over for the first try. Lobbed far up the pitch by Tonga, but Zambia have it again. It's there. Wow.
Such a good run.
Zippy number 10.
There we go.
And the legs, definitely got the legs. Another brilliant try by Zambia. One of those full pitch tries, but back in the hands of their scrum half, evading absolutely everyone. Wow, she's off. She's gone.
She reminds me of Lucy Knight.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a great try.
She's got wow, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant from Zambia for their third try. Zambian line out, but and it has been taken, not by the person they intended it for, I don't think, but Zambia using their speed to head out to the right wing here. There's some lovely handling skills by Zambia. Great tackle by Tonga though, right on the line there, but Zambia have picked it up and taken it over. Fusipala Vivili, the captain of the Tongans. Straight into the hands of Zambian forwards. And we've got some wheels here on the left wing. And will they sidestep? Yeah. And I don't think she's going to catch her, so she's going to score under the posts.
So actually,
Jessie Tunta there for Zambia. Yes, rinse and repeat for the Zambians. They're back in possession, taking out defence where they can. Yeah, their captain is brilliantly strong as well.
Yeah, and there's just the balance runners. You know,
there's going to be another score for Zambia. That was a pretty easy. I mean, like I say, rinse and repeat, just on a different side of the pitch. But yes, they love to run a ball, these Zambians,
that
and
space,
it's full flowing. That's so much space. Yeah, I think this has got
with
the writing all over it, John, and they've got extra players as well, but a couple of side steps, and the only person who's able to keep up is Steve Carell, the umpire. So well done to Zambia. Sorry, the referee. But a fumble from Zambia.
Yeah, they're unlucky there. I think that, that could have gone either way, depending on the referees, and there you go.
Oh, wow. Okay. Another score then for Zambia, unless she takes a massive trip. But we've got a runner here from Tonga, the left wing, trying to slow down the number 10 from Zambia. Of course, Liana Lashoma, who has scored already here today. And but that's another score for Zambia, and that's the danger that they pose.
Just playing this way. And again, I don't think they'll do anything different here.
Straight through the middle.
Yeah.
And that could be another try for Zambia, and that is their right wing, Leah Mbuke. Nearly caught there by Tonga, but another try for Zambia as we open up this second half. It's that panic last pass that seems, they lose it, and
she's there again.
There's there again, but a good handoff by Zambian number 7, and another score. That's Elizabeth Chibomba.
But that's the difference. That's a great play from the Zambian 10.
It's number seven again, who seems to be the star of the second half so far, but it's fed off to the replacement scrum half.
That's
and another score for Zambia.
That's created by the Zambian 10 there. And look at again, that's a great chase. And now if you play the ball quickly.
Yeah, held on, and there's no one there to pick up. Yeah, I mean, they hadn't even got back for the first.
But that rips. So all that effort Tonga have done before. Look what it does to the Tongan forwards.
Number 10 to their forward, and is she going to take it all the way? She does, and she's
never going to pass. She was never going to pass that.
She saw the try line.
So they still
goes a bit crooked, but Tonga have got a lot of space here. But no, picked up by Zambia, and it's going to be taken under the post again. Another score by Mavis Pakimu of Zambia.
She's at the lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. Oh, that is a fantastic try.
This time round, I've got a lot more caps under my belt. I'm a senior player, know what to expect, and we want to get out of the pool stages. So ultimately, it's business. Not that it wasn't last time, but I think this time there's more expectation on us. It's our second World Cup. After some of the performance we had over Six Nations, we're expected to perform. So yeah, it is a different feel going into this one, but exciting nonetheless. I think it's the closest home World Cup I'm going to get, and also first 2 games being in the north of England in Manchester. It's pretty much just down the road in our back garden, so we're expecting a lot of travelling support, and we think it'll be really cool just to be playing rugby in England, and the buzz it's got and they've generated is really exciting. Wales is a biggie. The last World Cup we're at, we had Wales first up again. and lost by a penalty in pretty much the 81st minute. So there's a lot of history there. We're taking each game as it comes. We want to stick to our processes and do the job. Fiji, they are a very physical, loose, love the offload, free-flowing team, and I guess the old Welsh coach, he's coaching there now, so they're probably a bit more structured than we played them last year, so we know it's going to be a tough physical game, but it's about how well can we stick to our process and not get lost in the chaos that Fiji potentially can bring. And then Canada, again, we'll approach that in a couple of weeks, but they are a physical team that like playing quick rugby. Like, they're not, I think they may be third, they're at least top 5 in the world for a reason, so we know that's going to be a big battle, but each week as it comes. It hasn't been the most ideal World Cup prep. I broke my foot 9 weeks ago, had it opt on 8 weeks ago, so we've had like an absolute roller coaster to get here, but hats off to my physio Flo, we've pretty much seen each other daily. So I'm in a really good place, given done everything I can to put myself in a spot just to be training and things, so we'll see how selection goes.
Which person are you in that match day warm-up?
Very much listening to upbeat, pop, relaxed kind of music. If I have any sort of Eminem going on or 50 Cent, like, it gets a bit too heavy, like I'm way too aroused. I need to keep chilled, relaxed. I like a little laugh with the girls, but also come warm-up time, switch on, I'm quite focused.
We're very aware of your close friendship with Amy Cockayne. How does that friendship survive at times like this? Do you just not speak to each other for 8 weeks, or is it sort of, you know, we'll get together and have a beer after the tournament? How does that work as a friendship?
Quite the opposite. I actually have just been messaging her. We speak most days. We're not thankfully in each other's pools, so we can't. Like, I wouldn't say I rely on Amy a lot, but she's just really good soundboard to talk to and just discuss, I guess, like personal journeys of injury and things like that. So yeah, no, I'm thankful to have Ames at the other side of the phone, but if we get them at the quarters, potentially it's a different story.
She's at the lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. Oh, that is a fantastic try.
Welcome back to our live coverage from Basingstoke, where UKAF lead Ireland 31 points to 0. Players have come out for the second half, the second match of this double-header day in the IDRC 2025. Plenty to do for Ireland, and UKAF, well, Sarah Mitchelson will be delighted not only with the tries, but of course keeping the Irish to no scores of their own at this stage, as Patricia Coote gets the match underway and Daisy Fahey gathers it in. And that ball comes off her boot into touch. And welcome back, Freddie, as well. Charlotte Fredrickson alongside in commentary. Well, we were treated to quite an interesting array of attack types from UKAF in the first half, and we don't expect anything less entertaining in the second as well.
Yeah, absolutely. UKAF will want to keep Ireland to 0. That I think will be their one of their markers for this half. Whereas for Ireland, they need the ball for longer. You know, they just need to have some possession. They need to do, and then they need to do something with it. So we'll see. It was good. That's it.
Lega Swain there, powering her way past a couple of defenders and going to ground as Pearson moves across to pull that ball, and over the shoulder almost that pass, and Proctor coming onto that very quickly and couldn't quite gather. The ball knocks on.
That's actually credit to Ireland there. They slowed the breakdown. Down quite nicely, which meant the pass was a bit slow and they were allowed to get up in place. So that's actually really well done there by the Irish.
Murray Draper, come on Ireland from Cove in East Cork. Great to hear from you, Murray. And Joe Tucker, go Daisy Fahey. We're watching from her hometown of Totnes. So proud of her and the team, Daisy's mum, Joe. Well, that's lovely to hear from all of you watching along today. Do let us know. Continue to do so through the second half. We'd love to hear from you and endeavour to give you a shout out as well.
Yeah, it's a good scrum from Ireland. Yeah, well set, getting the nudge on. Yeah, UKAF will be disappointed with the scrummage in there. But let's see what the Irish can do here.
Niamh Ní Droma with ball in hand, and Orla Proctor trying to shove her back.
Yeah, that's good. Again, good pressure. Good pressure there from UKAF. Taking a bit of the wind out of the Irish sails there.
Or Beth Kirby taking that ball into contact for Ireland. Patricia Coote seeing what she can do in that.
Nice.
That right boot of Chloe Farrell, which has been used to decent effect so far in this match. Jade Mullen just taking the ball before it goes into touch and clearing her lines.
Yeah, this is much better from Ireland already. Yeah, and there goes Jade. The hand's out. The command hand is out. She is unhappy.
Well, the Irish know if absolutely, and they know that if they're to respond quickly to this UKAF side, they need to raise that intensity because UKAF, I'm sure at half-time, Sarah Mitchelson will be saying to keep the pressure right on as much as possible, and even more so, perhaps, if they can.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, not here to make friends. You know, they're going to here to turn the nut, see what they can get out of it.
Smith into that line out, looks to gather the ball back herself. Langton pushed into touch.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland have got to sort their, well, both sides have got to be better at the line out, but, you know, simple front ball, spoil, lost over the line, you know, and they need to do better than that.
Well, another opportunity straight away almost, as Joanne Smith readies herself to throw back into this Irish line out. And blindside flanker Kirby taking that one. It's Caoimhe Malloy rolling forward. To Coote and Nidroma, and switching back. And ball just knocked forward there.
Yeah, it's interesting there is that the forward pod that was there clapping for the ball, they were in front of the person passing the ball, so it's really easy then for UKAF to know it's not going there, and if it does, they get the ball anyway. So actually that's allowed the defence to push up really quickly, which is why they've had the turnover.
So another scrum forms towards the centre of that pitch.
Yeah, if I was Ireland here, I'd really attack it. I'd really go for the scrum here. You know, it's UKAF ball. Oh no, got that wrong. It's Ireland ball. Still think they should really attack it though.
Ireland ball, whether in attack or defence, attack the lines. And, well, the wind just picking up a little bit. There has been a breeze through the day, a cool breeze down in Basingstoke. But just a little bit more of that now. And how that might just influence the kicking games a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. But Nidroma trying to switch that to Coote, but that's messy. And Millie Williams storming through the middle. Millie Williams using her power to very good effect there. Pearson out quickly to Fahey, seeing who she has in support. Heidi Silcox just on the wrong side of a defender there to take that ball. And Becky Wilson dipping her shoulder and getting more gains towards the 22.
Yeah, Becky's done well there in terms of, you know, she's kept going, but her body positioning there, better teams will have stripped that ball.
Oh, and Silcox again, and look at that from Silcox. And stepping on the left-hand side, Heidi Silcox over the whitewash. Another try for UKAF, and brilliant stuff from the lock, who's been sensational today.
Yeah, she's been all over the pitch, Heidi, so she'll be pleased with her performance. And I think Heidi will be pleased there as well. You know, the speed at which the team reacted to the changeover between attack and defence. You know, flooded in. She was never on her own, and as a result, they've got the try. I think Sarah will be pleased with that.
I'm pleased with ball retention. I think a sign of a healthy team, never mind a healthy forward pack, especially, is the offloads that we're seeing and just the looking for those link-ups as well. Yeah,
very rarely is anybody on their own. So yeah, it's great. And a slightly different try there from UKAF as well, which is nice to see. So the Irish are going to have to keep working hard to look after that ball a little bit better, and they need to be a little bit quicker in attack just to sort of try and give themselves, you know, a bit more momentum.
Well, we see Rowan Sinclair on the pitch. Heidi Silcox having just come off. Rowan Sinclair, who started in the back row last week against Tonga, just bouncing off the uprights. So unfortunate for Daisy Fahey, but 36 points to nil. UKAF lead at the start of this second half. Yeah,
I mean, Heidi's done what she's needed to do today. You know, give her a bit of a rest. That's an obvious choice. You know, saying that though, Rowan Sinclair's having a really good season as well, and she'll want to put a marker down on this game. You know, to make sure she's available in the coming matches.
Just waiting for the restart. A little more medical attention being offered to some of the Irish players, and their defence has been at it all day, really. It's been quite relentless from the UKAF attack with ball in hand.
This is why never played rugby league. You don't play rugby at this time of year. The ground is way too hard.
And the pitch here just offering a different test, of course, to some of the synthetic surfaces that we've seen so far in the tournament, like at Maidenhead. And Millie Williams taking that ball, and that's very good from Millie Williams. Oh, getting go-forward ball here very nicely. And eventually taken down after beating a couple of defenders.
I mean, this is another example. I mean, that's a great kickoff. It's really deep, you know. But if the Irish can't put the pace on the ball to challenge, then all you're doing then is gridders, and it's exhausting, and you give the opposition loads of time to come back at you. So, you know, well executed, but you know they've got to be quicker to challenge and put some pressure on that ball.
Opportunity for Patricia Coote here with the kick. Get her side in as good a position territorially as she can, and into that 22 the ball goes but hasn't gone into touch, and Mullen kicks that back into the center of the pitch. And who have they got chasing UKAF? Well, Sinead Cribben watches that. Farrell eventually picks up and looks to move that and ship it out, and Orla Keeley taking it into contact as Bennett looks for her options.
Well, from a UKAF perspective, it's only going one way, right? You know, the Irish are fully loaded on one side, so it makes life a little bit easier for UKAF.
What can they conjure up here, Ireland? As Bennett just tries to get that ball back as quickly as she can. Just slowed up a little bit at the breakdown, though. Niamh Ní Dróma looking to stem the flow of fast UKAF defenders up in her face. Smith. Oh, well hit there, Smith.
Yeah.
By Sam West. Playing blindside for UKAF. And an Irish penalty again as UKAF march back.
It was unnecessary from Rowan Sinclair there to go in. You know, there wasn't really anything on for it. Give Ireland a time to reset. They're going for the kick. I wasn't sure if they were going to go for a tap penalty.
Left foot and attempting the spiral Coote once more. Great to see a spiral.
Yeah.
The little things, Freddie, the little things in life.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, you can tell I wasn't in the pack.
Yeah.
Yes, Smith takes the ball here, and chatting to Moran again. Thinking about their options at the front of the line out this time, but that's gone forward into UKAF hands. Lou Langton trying her best to stay out of touch, but ball goes in.
Yeah, this is where like the UKAF experience, I was like really simple ball there from the Irish, but the Irish jumper has to get in front of the UKAF defending player. Yeah, because otherwise it's just super easy, just up at the front, one hand in front, and then you spoil the ball. So it's just all about, you know, you've got to get in front of the defending jumper.
It goes towards the skipper Malloy, but forward from there. UKAF pressure telling at the line out as well as Jade Mullen is consulted there by the referee.
Interesting choice. Scrum, they've been under a little bit of pressure, UKAF at the scrum. Yeah. Daisy's job's done for the day.
Rebecca De Filippo coming on now.
Different style of player, but you know, equally talented. Expect to see some nice big heavy carries here.
Millie Williams moving to first receiver. And De Filippo into inside centre with Orla Proctor just outside her. Filippo starting against Tonga in that position.
Yeah, but it's scrum there from UKAF.
Williams doing very nicely there to get outside of that shoulder, and Proctor similarly finding plenty of space. Proctor and first up and absolutely bundled down by Farrell. Wonderful in defence there.
That's why you need footwork.
Lake Swain, what can she do? With ball in hand again.
Route one.
And they keep getting good ball going forward here.
Oh,
and an interception
unlucky
attempt. Ní Dróma coming flying through. Couldn't quite hold on though.
Yeah, she read that lovely, didn't she?
Moving out through the hands. Proctor Right to Mullen, and Pursglove on the right-hand wing again. Lovely stuff from the right winger, completing her hat-trick as well. Wonderful performance from Courtney Pursglove. We know of her threat in open play, and when she's given just a little bit of space, watch out.
Yeah, I mean, Ireland are in a position, which is a horrendous position to be in, where, you know, the UKAF are capitalising on every mistake they make, you know, which is, it can be a really demoralising position to be in. You know, like I say, they just got to have a think about now, you know, when they do get the ball, not necessarily changing the game plan, but tightening up a little bit, making sure that they keep hold of the ball, you know, because if you've got the ball in hand, then UKAF can't score, you know, and they need to arrest the scoreboard.
They're finding a lot of ball on the back foot, Irish halfbacks, which isn't, of course, helping the cause. And UKAF just flying up in defence and putting pressure on them at every possible opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one, but the pod system, they're taking the ball static, right? So the game is slow from the beginning. So they either need to put some momentum into the pods, or actually maybe flatten the pods up a little bit, you know, so that UKAF have less time to get the pace onto them and get in their faces.
Well, with Fahey off the pitch, Pursglove taking over kicking duties, as we've become accustomed to when she's been in her army red, and couldn't quite convert her own try there, but 41-0 nevertheless the score after just over 50 minutes played here in Basingstoke.
Yeah, and Ireland, like I said, Ireland have got to be, you know, cognizant of the fact they can't let the rest of the game get away from them.
West just knocks that forward, Sam West. So an opportunity for possession coming through here.
Yeah, unforced error there. Yeah, which she'll be disappointed with. Yeah, it's never nice because there's nowhere to hide on that moment either.
Yeah, those mistakes, which, of course, everyone sees, and it's just an unfortunate moment, Sam West. But Irish ringing the changes. Joanne Smith, the hooker, going off the field, and Ruth Johnson coming on.
Much better scrum from UKAF for the last one as well, after half time. So then we'll see what happens here.
Bit of a breeze now in Basingstoke, and hasn't taken away though from what's been a dry day throughout these two matches, and a dry tournament so far, which we've been very thankful for, and seeing some of the styles of rugby, and looking ahead, of course, to tomorrow. Plenty more live coverage coming from us. France taking on Fiji first up, and then Australia against the Vodafone Looseheads. What a mouth-watering prospect in both those games, live on the BFBS Forces News YouTube channel. Plenty more to come in this match, which has been enthralling from the very off. And UKAF just showing their absolute class and ruthlessness as well, keeping Ireland to no points at this stage and leading them by 41.
Yeah, it's a healthy margin. Like I said, they're not here to make friends. You know, they're here to sort of test themselves and take it to the wire. So, like I say, they'll be really keen to make sure Ireland gets nothing on the board. Whereas, you know, Ireland, you know, they'll want to get something out of this game. You know, they'll have felt pretty confident probably coming in off the back of the win off that game. But yeah, they got to do something differently here.
Another scrum forming. Mitchell Egan's been a busy man today, the referee, making sure that the players are sticking to the laws, and certainly the spirit of the game as well is upheld.
Yeah, he's had a really good game in the middle, actually. You know, he's let the game flow. Yeah, and that's a much better scrum from UKAF. They'll be pleased with that.
Great shove from those purple shirts.
Yeah.
The ball coming out, and Coote looking to grub her through the middle. And nice to try and turn around that purple defence. But Jade Mullen spots, and Jade Mullen also spots a hole in the middle of the pitch. Out to Proctor. And
that's got to be forward at some point.
Yeah, forward there.
Yeah, that grubber kick was a nice idea, actually. I mean, just got to put a little bit more pace on the chase. that goes to hand, and all of a sudden you're in behind and you've got a bit of momentum.
Trying to turn around that rushing defence as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
More changes. Shenda Moran coming off the field.
Difficulty for lots of teams against UKAF is there's quality across the board, right? So they've got quality in behind, and they've been, they haven't been tested particularly, but they've been very good at filling the holes. Where people have tried to exploit them, they filled those holes and seen it coming.
Bennett with the ball, number 9 for Ireland. So that scrum sets. The referee just trying to make sure everyone's singing off the same hymn sheet here as we approach the hour mark in Basingstoke. Denise English, come on, the girls in green here in Dublin. You're watching, Denise, great to have you with us. And Joanne Coombs watching in Tyler Lewis's home country of Wales. Come on, UKAF, you've got this. So keep those comments coming through. We love to hear from you, and it's great to have you in support as well. Coot moving that out. Nidroma this time, and once again that switch coming in, but UKAF reading it fairly well. Coot doing relatively well there outside, but that's wonderful stuff as well. And Farrell on the other side of the pitch, Cribben just getting that ball back, but the referee calls them back. A knock on from Ireland.
That's a shame. I just think with Ireland, like I said, it's all a bit static, it's all a bit deep behind the goal line, which is allowing, UKAF, which have pace anyway, to be able to put pressure on them, which is why they're not getting the return from those kind of moves that perhaps they hope they would get.
As you move forward, of course, with the Navy men, Freddie, how much do the players benefit from playing with that mix of styles when they represent UKAF? Of course, we have the IDRC every 4 years. We were there in France 2 years ago, but also remembrance matches in November as well, and other opportunities to line out in purple. Just how much does that benefit each of those players in terms of confidence, but also understanding the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think with any player, the more that you can play, the more experience you get, and the ability to play with, like, in this context, the best players that the services can provide, it tests you as a player, and you tend to play better opposition as well, so that's always great experience. And then these opportunities don't come around very often. Not very many people get to play in competitions like this, and that's an experience in of itself. Ooh. Go on, Rowan.
Longworth doing well there to beat a couple of defenders, but UKAF just inching forward here once again. Pearson, who's had so many options outside her, both in the forward pack and her backs too, but
yeah, great.
Well, Ireland earning themselves a penalty in defence.
That's much better from Ireland. A bit more clinical, a bit more dominant in the, at the takedown as well. So yeah, I'll be pleased with that.
Yeah, an opportunity to push forward and get that territorial game working a bit more of the Irish.
Yeah, we're getting to that point in the game whereas fitness is gonna play its part. You would like to think that the strength and depth on the UKAF bench, plus the the general fitness and level of the women playing, will put them at an advantage. So we'll see how Ireland get on as the game progresses, especially as they've been under the cosh for so long. 80 minutes of defending is infinitely more difficult than 80 minutes of running around looking like you're having a good time.
Well, it hasn't quite been as hot in the south of England in the last couple of days as it was last week, and certainly at the beginning of this tournament on Sunday, but still thirsty work as the water comes on for the players. And certainly finding every inch of that playing surface today. It's been a very good style of rugby to watch, particularly those tries from UKAF. Courtney Pursglove right on it with the hat-trick.
Yeah, my favourite was Lakers, though. Route 1, dark blue.
Route 1,
yeah.
Hard to beat, isn't it, sometimes?
Absolutely, especially when it's scored by a dark blue player. That's what we like to see. Yeah, it's...
Well, another line out for Ireland, just ahead of the halfway line.
It's interesting there where you've potentially, it's in the middle of the pitch, You're not sure how much ground you're going to make from kicking to the edges. Whether you go for the tap. I mean, admittedly it was slow, so it's well established, but done well at the scrum. There's any reason why they couldn't have done that, but let's see what they can do in the line out.
So much of this game, of course, in defence about slowing down the opposition's options and slowing them down in terms of tempo. We saw Zambia rapid earlier up to the line, and UKAF have been fairly quick as well. Ireland at times finding that pace, but UKAF have been very good in defence at just trying to slow them down and push them onto that back foot.
Yeah, I think Ireland are unlucky there. I would have said that was an early lift, at the line out from UKAF, but the refs haven't called it, so.
Caoimhe Malloy, the skipper, trying to take it up the middle. That route one you described, of course, Freddie.
See, this is where they need to be moving onto the ball island. They can't just, it can't just be static. That said, they got penalty out of it, so again, take it all back.
Well, it was a mark of the victory over Tonga on Sunday. Lucy Nye's tempo that she plays at is absolutely rapid, and it just gives you so many more options, of course, as a back line, and it's enabled Fahe through the last number of games to be able to have that bit more time on the ball too.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Lucy is it's not just the tempo which she can play with, it's the accuracy that she brings with it. Like it's right in the pocket. It's exactly where you need it to be for people to be moving on to the game. And, that's, in my opinion, that's the difference. That and she's got a slightly longer pass off both hands. She's actually the whole package. I mean, she's got a decent box kick on her as well. So there's not much she can't do.
So often vice captain for the side as well, and RAF skipper too, of course, Lucy Nye. And Gemma Pearson's had a good game at 9 today, the Army player. UKAF doing their best just to force Ireland out towards that touchline.
Scrappy there, really, from Ireland. It's a decent carry, though.
Loy again. Farrell looking for some options. Nidroma just finding some defence. And Bethan Dainton, who's come onto the field.
It's a good decision to hold that ball there rather than give it. I mean, that's the quality we're talking about from the UKAF side, that you can bring players like Bethan Dainton off the bench. That's from an Irish perspective, that's probably not quite what you want to see.
Well, Caoimhe Malloy and Niamh Ní Dhromha, speaking to us at the opening ceremony, mentioned Bethan Dainton as their player to watch out for in this tournament when they were asked the question. A dual code star, a Welsh international, and she's been brilliant for UKAF. Played against North of England 15 in June, also played against England students, and such a good player with her pace at number 8 as well, back of the scrum.
Yeah, she's an absolute talent, and a horror to play against, in the inter-services.
And lovely stuff from Bethan Dainton. Eventually she comes down, and Pearson, that's rather floaty towards.
Yeah. And there's the difference, with that and Lucy. She's put Sarah De Filippo under a lot of pressure there.
Oh, and Sam West trying to find that space. Pearson and De Filippo putting a little grubber through. And who's on the end of that grubber? Well, it's Pursglove again. And that's lovely stuff from Courtney Pursglove. Wonderful from UKAF, just spotting the space and putting one of their star wingers into that as well.
I mean, that's the difference here, isn't it? It's the versatility of the skills that you're seeing here from UKAF today. Solid in the set piece, but through the back line, you've got a kicking game. You've got good hands, and you've got pace. It's really difficult to defend against.
Pursglove lining up to take the conversion attempt as well as UKAF approach the half-century mark in this match. 46 points to 0, the current lead. And score in Basingstoke. A tricky angle for the winger. Doesn't quite have the necessary legs on it either. So the score stays 46 points to 0 for UKAF. Just under 15 minutes of normal time to go in this match. It's been a tricky afternoon for Ireland, having to defend so earnestly right across the pitch, and UKAF have just put them under so much pressure. And been making some changes as well. Sarah Batley on the pitch, such experience in that front row. Another player who her teammates just get around, and she leads well. Sarah Batley, such experience for the Army and for UKAF.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she played with her for many years. She's a real talent, very experienced in the front row as well. So she'll bring some stability to that. And
flying onto the ball. And it comes back for Pearson. Batley to Filippo. Williams moving that round. And done well, very well there to get to Orla Proctor with Longworth in support. Can't quite get the ball away. That's just been spilled forward from UKAF. Fortunately for them. It was Jasmine Abel at the start of that play coming onto the ball at pace. He had a very good game against Tonga. Got on the score sheet as well. A Navy fullback.
Yeah. Especially, yeah, it's nice to see her come forward and get into the game so quickly, really, having been brought on. But yeah, it's a shame that move ended the way it did. There was some lovely skill there through that, some nice hands, and then just a little bit of lack of concentration there in the breakdown. Lost the ball forward. Oh, Locos move forward to the front row. 1 to 8. There you go.
Really are trying combinations here. UKAF, seeing what depth they have at pivotal position of tight head as well. An Irish scrum. And UKAF free kick, and Pearson doing her best to get hold of that ball.
Yeah, be interested to see why they've moved Laker forward, whether that's something they're trying out for her or whether or not there's, an issue on the bench in the front row.
Elise Fletcher starting the game in the number 3 shirt. Pearson to Williams. Oh, and dancing feet from Williams. That's very nice indeed. Getting into that 22, and Laker Swain continuing that move forward with Batley in support. But it comes, Williams again to Filippo. That's very nice indeed to Sam West. He's carried very well today, Sam West. Number 6 jersey. And not far away now at all are UKAF, and they've got it down once more. Another try for the women in purple. Continuation of their outstanding day so far against this Irish side, and Sarah Batley it is, coming onto the pitch and scoring.
I mean, they've come away with the points there, but actually, I don't think they've quite seen what's going on in the pitch. Ireland have flooded that side, and actually had loads of space out here on the left as we're looking at it, and they just haven't flooded around to take advantage of that. But they've come away with what they've wanted there, so credit to them. And like you say, Sarah Batley made an immediate impact.
Well, the scoreboard ticks over, not from that conversion, but that try at least. 51 points to 0. The score now in Basingstoke. UKAF extending their brilliant work in the first match on Sunday against Tonga. This match now against Ireland.
Yeah, I think the only haven't seen Ray off the bench yet. Ray Metters and Lucy's not been on yet, so UKAF still have a couple of changes to make.
Coote with the left boot gets us underway again. And speaking of boots, well, that's a nice bit of footballing skill from Pur's glove.
Yeah.
And Dainton, I'll tell you what, Dainton bouncing off defence wonderfully there. Taking that off.
Well picked up there.
Off the ground. And Lou Langton shipping this out to Orla Proctor. Proctor again with that hand off.
Yeah.
And it's taken some stopping and continues with the ball, but spills it forward.
Yeah, done all the hard work there.
That's good from West again. Ireland's going backwards, but a little kick put through, and just some attention here being brought after that challenge on Orla Proctor. Chance for the players to have a little bit of a breather into the final 10 minutes of this game. Charlie Farrell says, go on, Shauna Bennett, doing Banbridge Women's first 15 pride. Keep your comments coming in from wherever you are. Since 1967, have a great game, UKAF, go Rowan, love mum and dad in Lossiemouth.
Here come the last two changes from UKAF, just as I said it. Ray Metta's on. I wonder who she's coming on for. Lucy Nye on as well.
Gemma Pearson looks as if she's staying on the pitch here for the moment, at least with Lucy Nye coming on. And
Lou Langton's off.
And Evie Longworth coming off as well.
I assume that Lucy will go to 9 and Gemma to the wing.
Well, plenty of versatility among these UKAF players. And Gemma Pearson moving out to that wing. Sarah Batley having a little chat with the referee.
Ray will come on and she'll want to sort of make an impact now. You know, Lou had a decent game in the set piece, but there's scope there for Ray to show what she can do. Another very experienced player.
Getting to her feet, which is great to see after that tackle on Orla Proctor, and some medical attention. And Grapes here walking, seems to be up and about and okay. Well, this tournament's been played in the right spirit as well. Key component, obviously, of the IDRC, and what we all like to see. They leave nothing out there on the pitch, but always respect for what they've thrown at each other, not only these sides, but each side in the tournament so far. Bennett with the put-in. Ball just finding its way onto the UKAF side. And Dainton trying to get it up there for UKAF. Lucy Nye fresh on the pitch. And Tyler Lewis into Metters, also just having come on as a replacement. West lines up for it. Into Sarah Batley. Just that tempo from Nye, it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, it makes a
and
huge
Dainton
difference.
again, and look at that pace from Dainton and agility as well. Fantastic stuff from the dual code star. Great stuff and a brilliant try.
Yeah, quality stuff there across the board, really. You know, we've talked about Lucy Nye. She's shown what she can do there. Good carries from Ray. She's come on, and like you say, like Bethan's, she's got such pace as well as everything else. You know, she'll back herself from there, no doubt.
Williams this time with the conversion attempt. Important, of course, that the depth is there, not only positionally, but also in terms of taking duties through the tournament. And it goes through the posts, and another couple of points added to that UKAF score. It's been brilliant for them so far. 58 points to 0. Just over 5 minutes left to play.
Ireland are looking a little tired now, but they'll want to, you know, that'll be the last time they want to be under the sticks for today.
The ball goes towards Orla Proctor. trying to run onto that at pace again and bouncing off defenders, which she does so well. Very difficult to take down Proctor, and a penalty coming as well. Looked like the ref was just reaching for his pocket there, but Malloy comes.
Yeah.
And indeed it is. It's a sin binning.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see at this point of the game, or with this scoreboard. You know.
Katie Lee for Ireland having to make way, and well, ill discipline costing them there.
Yeah. I mean, it's simple stuff there. I mean, the Irish number 5, May Glesson, has done a really good job there chasing the kick, but then just hasn't put the hit in. Are you okay? That ball nearly hit you in the head.
Very close. Just getting excited there. I thought it was a chance for me to
you need to get your hands up in the bucket.
Exactly,
side on.
Yeah. Sort of leaning towards it as it came in.
Don't use your fingers, it hurts.
Broken fingers several times. Don't want to do it again.
Oof, dear.
Like a Swain and.
Right, so, sorry. In my opinion that is clearly not straight. Ireland haven't competed in the air, so UKAF get the ball. Right, that is a get out of jail free card there for UKAF.
Got away with it, UKAF, as they march over the halfway line.
And Ray will be disappointed with that as well. You know, her first opportunity to nail it. And
nice bit of offloading there, and Pursglove on the right wing again. Pursglove, can she add a fourth? She absolutely will. She smiles there to Bethan Dainton. She gets that down, and just going to check the grounding. Yeah, it seemed fine. And all smiles for UKAF, but brilliant from Courtney Pursglove. Yeah. What a statement from her as well.
I mean, that's a really interesting interpretation of the laws, right? So it is clearly not straight. Like, I mean, I'm sure social media will tell me that I'm wrong, but it's clearly not straight. Ireland tired, they don't compete, right? And as a result, UKAF scoring a corner at a really, close to the wire, which they didn't deserve, So, so yeah, I think that's a really interesting change in the interpretation of how they apply the laws, because in days gone by that would absolutely have been given as not straight, and we'd be here having a line out or a scrum.
Williams with the conversion, which is a good one, and 65 points to 0 now in this match, and it's been another ruthless display from UKAF.
Yeah, there's been some wonderful skill shown from UKAF across the board, both, especially in attack, some great individual skill as well, but I think they'll be disappointed that they haven't been tested in the way they wanted to be in defence, both at the breakdown, and defensively in terms of their structures.
Proctor again on this near side. It's almost a repeat of what we saw 5 minutes ago as well.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's simple stuff there. They've kicked deep, right? And, okay, I get it, you're tired, you may not be able to get to the ball, but at the very least, the line has to be connected so that they don't run at a broken line.
Ball, will it bounce nicely for UKAF? It does. Pearson herring after that on the wing, having moved from scrum half earlier in the match. And a conference going on for the Ireland players ahead of this line out.
Again.
And taken in by the Irish. And a penalty being called by the referee. Taken quickly by Malloy, choosing route 1.
Not even an attempt at some footwork.
Farrell putting the boot in.
Nice, that's good spatial awareness. That's great vision there.
Very nice.
Yes.
Getting that ball to dip over the winger as well, Pursglove.
Yeah.
Well, that was a play for us, wasn't it? Route 1 followed by a spiral kick.
Yep. We both got what we wanted. We both got what we wanted out of that, so it's fine.
Yeah, very nice from from the Irish. Ray Metters with the ball in her hand.
Yeah, I think let's see what Ray will be disappointed with the last one. Let's see what we can do with this.
It comes in. Rowan Sinclair takes it in.
Nice
Dainton,
quick ball there.
Dangerous around the back, Dainton.
Nice offload there from Laker.
Now out quickly to Williams and Proctor and Jasmine Abel.
Yeah, go on,
Nice
Jazz.
work from Abel. Now again, spotting a little bit of space that Pearson might be able to find herself in, and it goes back inside to Proctor.
I was going to call that
forward.
That was forward, yeah. I mean, that's great that she's getting past, she's getting past the defender, but she's really got to get a bit more turn in her body to make sure she's not giving those balls out forward. I mean, it's twice now she's done that. Stop arguing, Sarah. Just get in and scrum.
Batley with all her experience there, always making sure she's on the right side of the referee.
Yeah, really interested to have a word with Sarah about why Lakers at 3. That's an interesting choice. Or Sam Cuff, if as a forwards coach, what he's decided. Well, we need to get our bum down in the second row there. Ooh. Yeah.
Free kick.
Yeah. UKAF second rows there. Not set in an awkward position. And then went early. Oh, she's lucky there. Thought she'd taken a free kick. And she did. She did.
She did indeed take it. Caoimhe Malloy stepping up at the first tee and just knocking your ball off that tee.
Yeah.
But all fine for her. And Ireland move this ball forward. What have they got in the dying moments of this match?
Yeah, that's a disappointing turnover.
Nye kicks the ball out.
See, she understands that
Waiting
it's
the referee's
competition,
whistle,
rugby. Don't play
which
any longer
blows.
than this.
Absolutely, and clinical from UKAF, 65 points to 0 they win. And handshakes all around, pats on the back for each of those UKAF players. And good spirit there, of course, towards their opponents on both sides. And that's just brilliant once again from UKAF. Delighted they will be with the number of tries, but also with 0 in the scoreline.
Yeah, absolutely. To have, what is it now? 170 points and 170 point difference. I mean,
173 by my calculations.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, show off. I mean, shame me for my
You gave me a
public
little
maths.
time,
Thanks very much.
You gave me a little time. It was all good. It was all good. But yeah, it's been brilliant from UKAF once more, and once again, a team performance. You're right across the pitch, and those replacements as well. I know we've come to acknowledge this sort of impact sub-term and sort of bomb squad, if you like. I know this, as the box say, but it's been brilliant from numbers 1 to 23 today.
Yeah, I think though, neither of them played a full game, but I think the toss-up for me between Daisy Foley and Heidi Silcox, the player of the match. Just the vision from Daisy and the execution, and just the simple work rate there from Heidi and her ability to go over the gain line. Just stood out for me really. But like you say, excellent stuff from 1 to 23 at some point during the game, and Ireland will be really disappointed. Really disappointed, and they'll need to do something different for the next game.
Well, for them, they have Tonga coming up, UKAF Zambia. Zambia laying down a marker of their own today, 90 points to 0 they won. They beat Tonga.
Yeah, I think UKAF's collective experience will out in the end against Zambia, but for all the pace that you talk about for Bethan and Courtney Poyles-Glove and stuff like that, I think Zambia will some of the players that they brought today, they'll match them for pace. It's just whether or not they've got the experience in the set piece to really challenge UKAF, I think.
That huddle that we've become accustomed to seeing from UKAF. We know how cohesive a squad they have. and how well I got on together across all three services. A lot of these players having played with each other a lot and against each other quite a bit too, and knowing each other through the club system as well. It's a special bond they have.
Yeah, absolutely, and competitions like that allow that to thrive in a way that just playing, you know, the Remembrance Day fixture just doesn't allow. So I think the Tonga Ireland game, be a good game. You know, like you would put your money on Ireland for that probably, but not that I'm a betting person. But Tonga will be out to get, you know, they'll need to put some points on the board to walk away from this competition feeling they got something decent out of it.
Plenty more great rugby to come. Tomorrow, of course, we continue. France, Fiji and Australia against Vodafone loose heads. And just seeing warm applause on the pitch as well. And
Exactly right, yeah.
it's been great to see some of the less experienced UKAF players really stepping up to the plate. Ellie Brightwell, for example, Daisy Aspinall in previous games too. And they all play for each other. It's not a very good team. They know they can't miss a beat if they're to go all the way in this competition. And another performance, it gets them believing and gets them feeling that they're ever closer to doing something very, very special indeed. So we've just got a great view here down onto the pitch, a very special scene that we see with Hattie Silcox, Gemma Pearson, their little one, and there with Kath Brazier.
Gemma and Heidi and Louis, star of the show. Congratulations. I imagine today it wasn't so much about how many you could score, but actually really important that you kept the clean sheet as well.
Definitely, yeah. It was all about structure for us. Rather than putting points on the board, we wanted to make sure that we knew our structure, how it was going to work. We've got even more tougher games to come, so it was about being clinical in the right areas of the pitch. And I think there were times when we did, and there were times when we didn't, but we knew that on the pitch and we fixed it. So it was hopefully a happy coach after that.
I don't know if she's ever happy, to be honest. Heidi, brilliant you both got on the score sheet as well. I mean, that's always nice, isn't it, for the family album?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, after Jem scored that try, I couldn't go home knowing that I didn't score a try, so had to do something down that end. So yeah, it'd be good for the history books.
I know you've got this little man to support you, but in terms of support, it's really nice that the other teams still stick around, but you're sort of feeling the love here down in Basingstoke.
Oh, it's been an amazing event, you know, not just the pitch and the staff here, but the bits they've put on behind us, you know, the entertainment for the kids and the clubhouse, it's been unreal.
And Gemma, just finally to you, one more game to go in the pool matches, and then we're on to the business end of things, but how do you approach the next game? I think very similar to how you have the last two.
Definitely, it's going to be process driven again. We've seen what Zambia can do today, a very physical, fast side. So I imagine something Huddy will get stuck into is our fold defence, because there's areas where that potentially let us down a bit today, and that won't work against Zambia. We need to be on the point. So a lot to analyse, a lot to take on going forward, and we're excited to meet Zambia.
Brilliant. Thanks, girls, and good luck. Thank you.
Well, wonderful scenes here as the photographers limber up to get some great shots as both teams are lining up together and arm in arm. It's fantastic. We mentioned the spirit, of course, that this match has been played in, and they realise what they've put out there. Over 80 minutes of great rugby at Basingstoke. A great game, great win for UKAF, Freddie. And of course, we're going to see another fantastic day of rugby tomorrow.
Yeah, UKAF, or you know, they've come here, they've done a job today. They'll be pleased with that, but I imagine that they'll be sat in the stands tomorrow watching that game very intently. You know, it's all to play for with Fiji France tomorrow, because broadly speaking, whoever wins that game isn't going to play UKAF in the semi-finals. So that's all to play for them. But over and above that, there's going to be two styles of rugby to watch tomorrow that are very different. It's going to be great. You know, let's see what the Fijians can do against some tougher opposition, and you know, the French always play great rugby. You know, so yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to join you once more tomorrow, and can't wait to join all of you watching on BFBS Forces News YouTube live. Both games, France v Fiji, 12:50 UK time, that starts. Henley RFC tomorrow. We're very excited to get going. Hopefully you are too, and we'll join you then.
She's at the lightning pace, and she's going to go through and score the try. And that is a fantastic try.
Off go the Australians, and here it goes. Another try for Fiji. The tries keep raining down.
Play hard, play fast, show them what we've got.
And going through on that left-hand side. This is a fantastic one. Wonderful stuff from UKAF. The French are over. What a game we're seeing.
You hope to bring the Fijians play on rugby.
She's going all the way. And the try goes it's over.
I thought if we could win it, that'd be unbelievable.
Well, it's relentless right now, and that's brilliant stuff from the home side.